Feeling like a weary entrepreneur, but still determined to chase those dreams? If so, then you're in the right place. I'm Navin Kumar Selvaraj, and for over 2 decades, I've been in the trenches leading businesses globally, right from reviving old power plants to executing complex M&A deals. My journey has literally been a constant cycle of unlearning and learning, filled with both exhilarating wins and tough lessons learned far outside any boardroom. On this show, The Entrepreneur's Anchor, grounding your spirit in business chaos, we explore the raw reality of building your dreams, the struggles, the chaos, and the relentless drive. But more importantly, we discover how spirituality isn't just a philosophy, but your essential anchor, keeping you grounded and guided through every storm. So, welcome to episode 3. I'm titling it The Courage to Grow, Leaping with Faith Even When Afraid. You see, as entrepreneurs, we talk a lot about growth, scale, and expansion. But often beneath that ambition lies a significant paralyzing fear. Yeah, it's the fear of taking that big leap into the unknown. It's the fear of growth itself. It's the fear of rejection, the fear of competition, and perhaps the most insidious, the assumed outcomes. Oh, they probably don't need my services. Oh, they have already decided on someone else. We create these imagined scenarios that hold us back from even trying. Yeah. This fear intensifies when you lack a frame of reference for what you're trying to achieve. You have this incredible vision, perhaps owning that dream house, or building a specific type of business, or solving a particular problem, or simply reaching a new financial milestone. We all have this, right? But if you have never experienced it, never felt it, or even seen it up close, it's difficult to visualize it. How do you truly believe in something if you can't even picture it? This is where many entrepreneurs get stuck, unable to take that crucial leap. And it's something I have experienced too, just as you have. I learned this lesson very early in my career. I would say almost 15, 17 years ago. At that time, I was primarily involved in small scale contract staffing, troubleshooting, etc. We only picked up small ticket size opportunities that I could work on, right? Then an unexpected opportunity arose. There was this particular project, a power plant that was struggling significantly. They were unable to restart construction. The original equipment manufacturer was not able to support, and we did was we just provided a resort to be part of the owners team, reviewing and understanding the situation. They were so happy with that one person I sent that we were literally thrust into taking up the entire contract for restarting and commissioning the project. This was something we had never done before. My first reaction was frankly to walk away. It felt incredibly risky. But then the CEO of that EPC, he brought me into his office and simply said, "Look, Naveen, you're doing this job. Get me your details. I'm filling in and sending you a purchase order. That's done." I was like, wow, how do I put this? It was a moment where it seemed like the universe was calling out to me, as none of it came through references. Mind you, my friends, nobody knew me there, no word of mouth, nothing. It just so happened that I was reached out thanks to active marketing on the internet, or how we used to call it as the World Wide Web back then. Someone looked us up. I guess we put the right keywords then, and they thought, hey, maybe this group can solve a problem. All they asked was for that one guy, and we sent the right person, and what it led to was this, So I did what anyone would do. I took a leap of faith. I thought, okay, there must be a reason, a very good reason at that they are trusting us with this, and I think we should do it. The biggest challenge, my friends, wasn't just the operational unknown. It was simply the fear of failure, because I genuinely didn't know much about building a power plant. I had a good team, and I put my faith in them, and they pulled it off. That leap was incredibly rewarding. It gave me my first major win for a large power plant system integration and testing and commissioning, and my first windfall profit, and remains one of my key credentials till date. I've scaled bigger peaks, solved more complex problems. Somehow, this particular project and that particular contract remained my lifelong favorite, biggest win, and that CEO eventually became my mentor as well. Till date, I always keep in touch with him and seek out whenever I need some advice. Frankly speaking, going back at that time, I didn't have a developed spiritual compass. Perhaps I just called it my gut feeling. But now I somehow am able to reflect and understand it was my inner voice, my intuition that was guiding me. If you are a Thundercats fan, then you could say I was thinking of it as my own inner Jaga, that wise guide within, showing me the way when the path ahead is uncertain. Well, Lion had Jaga, I guess I had my inner Jaga. But shout out to all you guys who are fans of Thundercats. I pretty much grew up watching them. Coming back, regarding visualizing success, I've always believed in having a visual frame of reference. You see, if your goal is to, let's say, own a high end car, it's hard to visualize if you have never sat in one. So go for a test drive, meet someone who owns one, or understand what it means to own and maintain such a vehicle. Once you have that concrete frame of reference, whether it's a person, an experience, or simply a materialistic goal, you need to believe, visualize, and let the universe do the rest. Trust a higher power and then just do your job. This is what I do these days, and I'm seeing it happen. Yep. So, how do we cultivate this courage and faith when the path ahead is unclear and fear is constantly knocking on the door? Yeah, it's about consciously engaging with your spiritual anchor. For me, it often comes down to two simple yet profound practices. Number one, chanting and sitting in silence. This is about actively connecting to your core. When I chant and sit in silence, I simply remember the importance of respecting the name of God in our speech and actions, regardless of our feelings, because He is the source of our very existence. This mindset encourages me to seek His assistance in all my legitimate endeavors and to turn to Him during my times of distress. Uh, it's, I think the best way I would put it is it's like an act of gratitude to God, even in frustration. This consistent connection transforms fear into faith, grounding you in something far greater than your immediate anxieties. Yeah. So that was one, chanting and sitting in silence. The second one is building an internal frame of reference, right? If the external BMW isn't immediately possible, your spiritual practice helps you build an internal one. Through visualization, prayer, or quiet reflection, you create a vivid inner blueprint of your desired outcome, infused with positive emotion and trust. This internal certainty will become your anchor, especially when the external path is hazy. So, you see, these practices aren't about just avoiding fear, they are more about acknowledging it and then choosing to act from a place of spiritual trust and inner knowing. They help you transmute that fear of the unknown into courage. Um, okay, another pop culture reference. You see, imagine you have a wand like Professor Dumbledore. Like he uses it to remove a silvery strand of memory to store in the pensieve. Now you use it to remove any hindering or negative thoughts and dump it in an imaginary waste chute which goes down into oblivion. Boom. So, the most insidious barrier to growth, my friends, as we noted, is the fear of assumed outcomes. We tell ourselves stories, oh, they probably don't need my services, or they've already decided on someone else, and so many other excuses that we could build up in our head. This is where faith truly comes into play. You have to believe in the possibility regardless of current evidence. Release the outcome first. Your spiritual practice helps you release the attachment to a specific outcome. You do your duty, you put in the love, and you trust that the universe will conspire to bring you what's meant for you. That first big commissioning contract for me, it literally came to me because I was open, not because I chased it with desperation, right? And then another aspect would be action from trust. Courage isn't the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite being in fear, right? With your spiritual anchor, you gain that clarity and resolve to take that leap, even if you only see the next step, not the whole staircase. But all that matters is you see that next step, take that step, pretty much it, and then you will keep climbing in no time. Remember, growth often happens just beyond your comfort zone, like that step. Your spiritual anchor isn't a safety net that prevents you from falling. It is rather the inner strength that ensures you land firmly and learn from the leap. For this week, I challenge you to identify one area where an assumed outcome or a lack of frame of reference is holding you back from a potential growth opportunity. Then choose just one spiritual practice, maybe chanting, maybe silent reflection, or focused visualization of your desired outcome, as though it's feeling real, and commit to it daily. As you practice, consciously release the fear of the unknown and replace it with gratitude and trust in a higher power. Take that small step forward. Even if you're afraid, take that step. Let your spiritual anchor guide you, not just to survive the storm, but to grow because of it. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Entrepreneur's Anchor. It means a lot that all of you are hanging back so long and listening as I'm taking this maiden leap of faith into podcasting. And today is the third episode. If today's conversation resonated with you, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. Remember, new episodes every Tuesday. Your support helps us share these vital lessons with more entrepreneurs who need an anchor. Also, be sure to save or favorite any episode that truly resonated with you so you can go back and listen again whenever you need that anchor. And if you know someone who may benefit from this podcast, please do share it with them. More importantly, in case you have experienced whatever I've shared, my personal experiences, these stories that I share in every episode, please do share in the comment if you have gone through something similar and how did you manage it. I would love to hear from you and learn from you. Yeah. So next week, we'll dive into the power of small continuous efforts, which helps in building momentum in the long game, exploring how consistency grounded in your spiritual practice will truly lead to exponential results. You don't want to miss it. Until then, stay grounded, keep building with purpose, and remember, your spirituality is your greatest asset in this incredible journey, and I love being on it with you. See you next time.